Did you know that according to NIH research and recent clinical surveys, more than 50% of women over 60 in the U.S. have experienced night cramps at least once a week? And what's scarier, many of them don't even know the cause, comes from what they eat or ignore in their daily diet. However, among them, up to 90% of women find significant improvement just by adding back some foods that are often overlooked or forgotten. Not expensive drugs, not complicated methods, just familiar foods, but unfortunately ignored, even thrown in the trash. Today, we will find out together. How dangerous are night cramps in women over 60? Why can seemingly harmless cramps signal serious deficiencies in the body? And most importantly, what foods, according to NIH and WHO research, can help up to 90% of women over 60 reduce or get rid of this condition? This is not just a regular health video. This is information that can help you or a loved one sleep better, suffer less pain, and live healthier every day. Muscle cramps, also known as muscle cramps, are sudden painful muscle contractions that often occur at night, especially while sleeping. For women over 60, this is a common phenomenon because muscles and nerves have lost elasticity. Electrolyte imbalance, lack of magnesium, potassium, calcium, poor blood circulation due to age, certain medications such as diuretics, antihypertensive drugs. In a 2022 NIH report, up to 37% of older adults in the United States experience regular nighttime cramps, with women accounting for a higher percentage than men. Many patients describe the pain as a muscle-squeezing sensation that lasts from 30 seconds to several minutes. The scary thing is, if it recurs, it can lead to chronic insomnia, increased risk of falls, osteoporosis, and a reduced quality of life. The good news is, as the NIH points out, 90% of women over 60 see improvement with dietary changes. And today we're going to dive into 12 golden foods that many people overlook but have the power to support muscles, improve circulation, and reduce cramps. Before we get into the list, imagine this. You wake up in the middle of the night with stiff, aching calves. But after just a few weeks of changing your diet, those nights of waking up with pain can disappear. No more waking up with rock-hard calves. Instead, you get a smooth, restful sleep, and the next morning, you step out of bed with ease. That's the goal we're aiming for in today's video. When women turn 60, their bodies undergo many subtle but extremely important changes. And it's these changes that inadvertently create the nightmare called night cramps. First, muscle mass loss. After age 60, women lose an average of 3 to 8% of their muscle mass each decade. Muscles weaken, muscle fibers are easily overstimulated, and even a small change in sleeping position can cause stiffness. Second, electrolyte imbalance. Calcium, magnesium, and potassium, minerals that help muscles contract rhythmically, are often deficient due to poor diet or due to the use of diuretics and blood pressure medications, which are very common in older women. Magnesium deficiency causes muscles to be like an overstretched string, and with just a light touch, they can bounce back violently. Third, poor blood circulation. Blood vessels in the legs and calves are prone to sclerosis, causing blood flow to slow down. When blood does not provide enough oxygen and nutrients, muscle cells send out distress signals by violently contracting. Fourth, side effects of medications and chronic diseases. People over 60 often have to take medication for heart disease, diabetes, and blood pressure. Some of these medications are the hidden culprits that cause cramps by disrupting electrolytes or increasing pressure on the neuromuscular system. I once met a patient, Mrs. Mary, 67 years old, in Texas. She said that every night she had to jump up at least 3 times because her calves were so stiff that her husband thought she was having a heart attack. However, when tested, the doctor pointed out the cause: she was severely deficient in magnesium and took diuretics every day without knowing that it made the condition worse. You see, cramps are not simply harmless muscle contractions. It is a warning. The body is lacking nutrients, blood circulation is not good, or the muscles are too weak. And this is why we need to look for forgotten foods that modern science has proven can change the situation. 12 foods to prevent night cramps for women over 60. 1. Bananas, main ingredients. Potassium, vitamin B6. Why good potassium helps balance electrolytes, regulate muscle contractions. Mechanism. When the body lacks potassium, nerve signals to the muscles are disrupted. Abnormal muscle contractions. Bananas supplement potassium, restoring normal nerve muscle function. 2. Sweet potatoes. Main ingredients. Potassium, magnesium, vitamin A. Why good potassium content is twice as high as bananas, rich in magnesium to help relax muscles. Mechanism. Potassium balances electrolytes, magnesium activates enzymes to help muscles relax after contraction, thereby reducing night cramps. 3. Spinach and kale. Main ingredients. Magnesium, calcium, iron, vitamin K. Why good? This is a natural magnesium reserve. Mechanism. Magnesium competes with calcium at the neuromuscular junction. When there is enough magnesium, the muscles do not contract continuously, but relax rhythmically, limiting cramps. 4. Salmon. Main substances. Vitamin D, omega-3 protein. Why good? Vitamin D supports calcium absorption and maintains bone and muscle health. Mechanism. When lacking vitamin D, muscles are prone to weakness and abnormal contractions. Omega-3 improves blood circulation, reduces muscle inflammation, and helps muscles to be fully nourished while sleeping. 5. Sardines. Main substances. Calcium, vitamin D, phosphorus. Why good? Calcium is a mineral that directly participates in the muscle contraction relaxation cycle. Mechanism. Calcium enters muscle cells, initiates the contraction process. Then calcium is withdrawn. The muscles relax. If there is a lack of calcium, this signal is disrupted. The muscles are prone to stiffness, causing cramps. 6. Nuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. Main ingredients. Magnesium, zinc, calcium, vitamin E. Why good? This is a food group rich in anti-muscle spasm minerals. Mechanism. Magnesium and zinc participate in regulating nerve conduction, reducing false signals that cause muscle contractions. Vitamin E increases blood circulation, reducing muscle hypoxia, a cause of cramps. 7. Coconut water. Main ingredients. Potassium, sodium, magnesium, calcium. Natural. Why good? Similar to natural electrolyte solution. Mechanism. Dehydration plus electrolyte deficiency is a common cause of night cramps. Coconut water replenishes fluids and minerals, quickly preventing muscles from being thirsty for electrolytes while sleeping. 8. Milk and yogurt. Main ingredients. Calcium, vitamin D, protein, probiotic. Why good? Calcium in milk is the easiest to absorb. Mechanism. Calcium supplementation helps stabilize nerve muscle activity, reducing abnormal contraction signals. Probiotics in yogurt also improve mineral absorption in the intestines. 9. Lentils, soybeans. Main ingredients. Magnesium, potassium, vegetable protein, isoflavones. Why good? Provides both protein and minerals to nourish muscles. Mechanism. Magnesium helps muscles relax. Protein regenerates tired muscle fibers. Isoflavones balance hormones in postmenopausal women, reduce muscle cramps. 10. Avocado. Main ingredients. Potassium, magnesium, unsaturated fats. Why good? An avocado contains nearly 1,000 milligrams of potassium, much more than bananas. Mechanism. Avocados supplement potassium to help muscles not be overstimulated, while good fats keep cell membranes flexible, helping muscles transmit messages more accurately. 11. Watermelon. Main ingredients. Water, potassium, citrulline, amino acid. Why good? Hydrates the body and improves blood circulation. Mechanism. Dehydration is the culprit causing cramps. Watermelon provides water and potassium. Citrulline is converted to arginine, creates nitric oxide, dilates blood vessels, better blood supply to muscles. 12. Oranges and citrus fruits. Main ingredients. Vitamin C, potassium flavonoids. Why good? Vitamin C increases iron and calcium absorption. Flavonoids improve blood vessel health. Mechanism. When blood vessels are elastic, blood supply to muscles is adequate, reduces the risk of hypoxia causing cramps. Potassium maintains electrolytes, keeping contraction and relaxation rhythm stable. Summary: potassium with magnesium is the golden duo to prevent muscle spasms. Calcium with vitamin D stabilizes the contraction-relaxation cycle. Water with electrolytes prevents dehydration, keeps muscles functioning normally. Omega-3 and flavonoids improve blood circulation, reduce muscle hypoxia. You may be thinking, I know 12 foods, but how do I combine them scientifically? Here is a sample menu for one day designed based on NIH research and geriatric nutrition recommendations. Breakfast, 7:0, 8:0. 1 bowl of Greek yogurt mixed with almonds, plus pumpkin seeds. 1-2 sliced avocado. 1 banana. Effect: supplement calcium, magnesium, potassium at the beginning of the day. Muscles are charged with electrolytes, reducing the risk of muscle cramps during morning exercise. Lunch: 12:0, 13:0. Grilled salmon, 120 grams served with spinach, plus kale, sautéed with garlic. 1 boiled sweet potato. 1 cup of fresh orange juice. Effect: provides vitamin D, omega-3, potassium, magnesium. Helps blood circulation, muscles are well nourished. Limit cramps between noon and afternoon. Dinner: 18:00, 19:00. Steamed or braised sardines keep the bones to get calcium. Lentil salad plus green vegetables. 1 slice of whole grain bread. 1 small cup of coconut water. Effect: supplement calcium, magnesium, potassium, vegetable protein. Balance electrolytes and regenerate muscles after a day of activity. Snack before bed: 21:0, 21:30. 1 cup of warm milk. 2-3 slices of watermelon. Effect: provide calcium plus water plus potassium right before bed. This is the last shield to prevent muscle dehydration or electrolyte deficiency at night, a common cause of cramps. This is not a rigid menu, but a suggested framework. You can change flexibly as long as you always maintain 3 factors: electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, sodium, bone, muscle calcium, vitamin D, protein, blood circulation, omega-3, flavonoids, hydration. You may be eating right, but if your evening routine doesn't change, cramps can still come. Here are some habits recommended by geriatricians at the NIH. 1. Drink a glass of warm water before bed. Reason: dehydration is the #1 culprit for nighttime muscle cramps. Mechanism: water helps maintain fluid electrolyte balance throughout a 6 to 8 hour sleep. Tip: you can add a few slices of lemon or a little mineral salt if you sweat easily while sleeping. 2. Gently stretch your muscles 5 minutes. Reason: muscles are often stiff after a day of activity and can easily contract suddenly when resting. Mechanism: stretching your legs, rotating your ankles, and raising your heels will help blood circulate better and stretch your muscles. Tip: exercise right next to your bed, like telling your muscles that it's time to rest. 3. Maintain a reasonable sleeping position. Reason: lying on your back with your legs stretched too straight or placing a pillow too high at your knees can put pressure on your calf muscles. Mechanism: when muscles are in a tense position for a long time, just a small nerve jerk is enough to cause cramps. Tip: sleep on your side or place a small pillow under your calves to reduce pressure. 4. Take a warm bath or soak your feet before going to bed. Reason: warm water dilates blood vessels and muscles, reducing spasms. Mechanism: increases blood circulation, helping muscles to be supplied with oxygen and nutrients while resting. Tip: you can add Epsom salt rich in magnesium when soaking your feet. This is a little tip of many elderly Americans. 5. Avoid caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Reason: caffeine and alcohol can cause dehydration and disrupt nerve conduction. Mechanism: when muscles are overstimulated or dehydrated, the risk of cramps doubles. Tip: instead, choose herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint to relax and sleep better. 6. Relax your mind before bed. Reason stress can also cause underlying muscle tension. Mechanism high cortisol reduces the absorption of magnesium and potassium, an important anti-cramp duo. Tip: take deep breaths. Listen to soft music or read a book instead of looking at your phone in the dark. Don't underestimate small habits. Just 10-15 minutes every night to drink water, stretch, soak your feet, and sleep in the right position. You have locked the door to the nightmare of night cramps. You may have thought night cramps are a normal part of old age, unavoidable. But in fact, as we have seen, 12 forgotten foods can provide enough potassium, magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D to prevent sudden muscle cramps. A sample menu for one day can easily turn into a healthy eating habit, nourishing muscles, bones, blood vessels. And with just a few small habits before bed, you can lock the door to the nightmare of cramps. The most important message is, cramps are not a punishment of old age. It's a sign that your body is calling for help, and you can absolutely respond with the right nutrition, lifestyle, and care. Before we wrap up, I have a question for you. Are you adopting any of the habits or foods I've just shared? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences and stories. And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe so you don't miss out on important health tips for women over 60. And share this video with a friend or loved one. They may be suffering from night cramps without knowing why.